Hello guys, in this video we are going to create this component that shows today's weather forecast and the weather forecast for the coming week. This is part of an ongoing series that we were doing on creating a weather app using React Native, and this is the third video of that series. So if you have not checked out the previous video, the link to that is available in the description below, so you can check that out. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. First, we'll create a file in the components folder called weatherscroll.js. Scroll.js. Then why we are naming it like this? Because we want a weather component that is scrollable. So we'll create a React function, arrow function component with the export. And here we'll import the view from React Native. So, and we'll change this div to view. Okay, and we'll save that. Now we'll bring that then into app.js. So we'll just close the Explorer. So we have the date time here. We'll just copy that and paste that here, and we'll change the date time to weather scroll. Okay, and below the date time, we'll add the weather scroll. Okay, and save that. So if you see that in the previous video we had created this much, and we have now added the weather scroll. Now we need to create the components that are necessary in here. So we'll go into the weather scroll.js file, and actually we do not want view. Why we do not want view? It's because we have actually a scroll bar here. So we need to be able to scroll this. So instead of view, we'll import another component from React Native called scroll view. Okay, not scroll view. Okay, and we'll change this view to scroll view, and we'll save that. In this scroll view, you can see there are two type of components. One is this one, and the other is this type. There are 6 of those, 6 or 7 of those. Okay, so the first one we'll call it, say, current temperature element, and all of the we'll call, say, future forecast elements. So first we need the current temperature element, right? So we'll create this as a component. So beneath the weather scroll, we'll create a function component called current temperature element, and we'll create the function for that, and this will return a view. And this view will basically have few things. One is this image, and then there will be 3 text. That's it. 1 image and 3 text. That's all there is. So as you know, this is the HTML and CSS version. So the equivalent will be equivalent code. If you see here, it's not here, it's in the JS file. Actually it's here. Yeah, there is one div, and then inside that there is the image, so this one, and then there is another div that wraps all the container of text, or say day, night, and all those things. We'll do the exact same thing here as well. So this is the outside div, and in here we'll need the image. So to do that, and text, so we'll import both of those here. So we'll import the text and the image, and first we'll set the image, I is capital, and then inside that we'll have another view, so same as the HTML, and inside the view we'll have 3 text. Okay, one will be the say Sunday, and one will be the temperature for the night, say 28, and for degree we'll use the HTML annotation. So we'll copy that from the HTML code here, okay, and paste that here. That will be the HTML annotation for degree, and we'll add the Celsius at the end, and for day we'll do the same thing. We'll say 35 degree Celsius, and when we save that, nothing is here because we have not imported the current temperature element into the scroll view. So we'll do that, and we save. We can see Sunday, day, night and day is here. Now we need the weather icon. We'll use the icon from here, which is the HTML code, and we'll paste that here. We'll use that in the image. So to do that, here we'll create a variable of say img, and this will have an object which has a URI parameter with a text, and we'll pass the URL there, okay. And inside the image we'll set the source as img, okay. When we save that, we still do not have anything. That's because we have not set the width and height for the image. So let's quickly just do that. So we'll import the style sheet, and at the end we'll create styles equal to style sheet dot create, and here we'll say image, and we'll set the width as 150, and we'll set the height as 150 as well. And in the image we'll set the style of image, and we save that. Both have the same variable, so we will change it to image here, and we use styles dot, yep, the logo or say the icon is here. You know what, let's just style this much part, which is the current temperature element and the scroll view. So first let's style the scroll view. So we'll do styles dot scroll view, and in here we will set the scroll view. We will set the background color, and we'll use the similar one to the weather. So 18181 BCC. Save that. We'll set a padding 30. We'll set the flex property so that it takes space accordingly. So we'll give flex as say 0.6 of 0.4. We'll see how that looks. So it's now taking bottom half of the screen. That's better. Let's style the text. We'll just copy this from here and paste them here, 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 and here, and here. So we'll just rename all of them. So this is the current temperature container. This is the other container that's inside it. So we'll just name it as other container. Okay. This is the day. and this is the temperature, and both the temperature will have the same styling, so we just do it like that. So we'll give the current temp container a flex direction of row. We'll give a background color 0000033. This is basically black with a reduced opacity. We'll save that. You can see that here. So you can see the black with the reduced opacity. We'll justify content center, align items center. We'll add a border radius of 10. We'll add a border color of white, lightweight. In this case, border width of 1. Now let's style the day, which is the Sunday here. Day. We'll set the font size to be 20. You can see it's a bit bigger. We'll set the color to white, add a background color 3C44. We'll add a padding of 7. Actually, we'll do a padding of 10. Centralized. Then we'll add a border radius, so radius of then we'll add a font weight of say 200. Yep. Then we'll add a bottom margin of say 15. Now let's style the temperature, which is temp in this case. We'll set a font size of 16, set a color of white, and we'll set a font weight of 100, and we'll text align center. When we save that, you get something like this. Put this scroll bar into a horizontal position. So in the scroll view, you can set a prompt of horizontal equal to true. Okay. Now this makes it into a horizontal scroll bar, or not just a vertical scroll bar. Okay. So now a bit more styling is needed on the right here. So that's what we use other container for. So at the end, we'll create the styling for other container. This will have a padding right of 40. Save that, you get something like this. So we have completed the styling for the current element. So you can play around with it, maybe add a little more padding to the control element. So we can maybe do it like padding of say 15, and we say that this will add a overall padding to the component. Okay, now let's create the other thing, which is this one, the smaller daily component, smaller future weather forecast component. So basically there are two portions to this as well. So one will be the container that wraps each of them. So if we take the HTML equivalent, you can see that there is a future forecast div that has every other future forecast item in here. So in this case, weather forecast, and in there will be weather forecast item 1, weather forecast item 2. So we need the same thing. So instead of adding all of this in this same file, we'll create another file. We'll add those values there. We'll come back here. Okay. In the Explorer, we'll create a new file called future forecast.js, because that's what the file does. That's what the component does, and we'll use the React emmet to get this code, and we'll change the div to view, and we'll import view from React Native. Okay, and we'll save that. In the weather scroll, we'll import the future forecast. So import future forecast from dot slash future forecast, and we'll add that here itself, and we'll save that. So now there is nothing inside a future forecast, and we'll create that right now. So inside this future forecast component, we'll create a smaller subcomponent. So if we take this example here, we are creating this one of this as a component. So future forecast will be the collection of all these components, and future forecast item will be one of these components. So to create that, we'll create another function component here. So we'll go for future forecast item. We'll create a function component here, and we'll return a view. Okay, we'll import text from this as well. So we'll import text from React Native, and we'll add those here. So how is this divided? So inside, for HTML, you can see inside this future forecast or weather forecast item, there is the text of the day, then there is the temperature for night and day, and the image. So it's the same here as well. So we'll import the image as well. Okay, so we'll need the text. The text will be say Monday, and then we'll have the image with the source. So in this case, the source will be the Open Weather API. So const image equal to object of URI, and the string is, we'll pass the same thing from here. Okay, we'll paste that here. We'll change that to 2x, and we'll pass the source as image. Okay, now we need two more text for the temperature. So night 26, for degree we'll do #76 semicolon. See, when copy that and paste that, and we'll make it today. We'll change it to 36. Okay, so now we have added night and day, and we'll save that, and we'll import this from here, and we'll have it in the future forecast item. So now if you see, there is the Monday night and day there, but we have not the image is not showing because the styles are not there. So we'll do that. To do that, we will use the style sheet, and here we'll do const styles equal to style sheet dot create image of, say, we'll set the width same like the other one. We'll set the width 100 and height of 100 as well, and to reference that here, we'll set the style equal to styles dot image. Okay, save that. The image is reflected here. Now let's style the whole thing. Okay, so we'll copy the style from here. We'll paste that in this view here, which is the future forecast item container. Very descriptive name. We have the day, we have the temperature, and we have the temperature again. Okay, so we'll set that now. Future forecast item container. We'll basically just justify content center, so everything is centralized. Then we'll add a background color, same like the current element, which is 0 0 0 0 0 and at the end 3 3. So it will add a light black background with a simple opacity. We'll add a border, so we'll do border radius of 10. We'll set the border color as white, and we'll set the border width as 1. So now there will be a small border around the component. Now let's add a padding, so there is a bit of separation, and we'll see that. Okay, that's better. Now we'll add a margin to it. So margin, not bottom, just margin of 5. Okay, that gives a bit of separation. So we'll give a value of flex equal to 1. So this margin top 5 is taking the margin top and bottom, so we do not want that. So we'll do, say, margin left of 10 pixels. We'll just give a left padding. That's all we need. Now let's style the text. Okay, so we'll take the day first, and we'll just copy paste the day from the current item, and we'll see if we have to change anything or not. We'll just paste that. No, that looks better. So now let's bring the temp from the current weather scroll as well. Let's see how that looks. Yep, that's good enough. So now we have created 2 of these components. So just in case, if we create some more components and save them, you can see that it's coming in a row. In a column. Okay, we do not want that. We want in a row. So in here we'll create a style, and we'll just give it in inline style itself. We are not creating a separate object for that. So we'll just give off flex direction of row, and we'll save that. So now this will create everything in a row. So now we have created all the components that we need, and its app is looking similar to what we have here. So now what we need is, we need to make this dynamic, meaning we need dynamic data from the API to be shown here. So in the next video we'll be creating that, and we'll be using the OpenWeather API. We'll call that API to get the data as response, and we'll load the data from the API response into the app and show the data here. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in that video.